Hey guys, guess what? It's Ron Bass. Yep, that's me with another edition of the Ron Bass Show. It's your source for inspiration, encouragement, motivation, dry humor. Mr. Brent Atterbury.
Hey,
what say you?
Somebody just hit their goal a few minutes ago.
I heard the train.
Train went by. The folks missed it, but they hit their goal.
Man, that train's loud.
Yeah.
Loud.
It is.
I didn't realize when I rented this place, almost 4 years ago, that I was going to have a train right next door.
Yeah.
And man, they hit that horn for the pedestrians and the cars. I mean, it is loud.
It is.
But you're used to it now.
Yeah.
After all this time, right?
Plus, you get to celebrate every time.
I get to celebrate. Yeah, somebody hit the goal.
Yeah.
Speaking of goals, there can't be anything more important than reaching your goals, setting your goals, working towards your goals. So one of my technicians, kind of like a partner now, we're doing home remodeling, bathrooms and kitchens, and we talk about this almost every single day. This guy's probably 28, 29. Went into the Marine Corps when he was in early 20s. Really disciplined guy, very goal-oriented, and very determined to reach his goals. So we talk about this a lot. I said, it's not just in business, but just overall the personal development, right? Which is why we called our company Soar High Personal Development. It's not just about the money. I think people get in business and the whole thing is money, 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 and I get it. But really it should be the other way around. If you get your life right, get your act together, do all the right things, most of the right things, sooner or later you're going to create success, which is going to create money. Money's like just the byproduct, guys, of doing all the right stuff. If the goal is to make that money and that's all you're thinking about, I don't think it works as well. So along those lines, tell a story. One of my friends and I were on a service call the other night. This was like about 10 o'clock at night. The customer called about 7:30 or 8 and said, hey, I'm stuck. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm at a gas station. My radiator's overheating. I think it's got a split in it. Can you help me? I said, sure. So I got in my SUV, I went to the job site because my other technician was still running calls, and I thought to myself, maybe we could get some stop leak and get them going where they can get back to Kansas City where they're from, which is about 3 hours from where we're at. No, that radiator was split. I mean, it was like, it was plastic, and you could tell, there's no way you could patch it.
No.
So to make a long story short, I said, we're going to have to get a radiator. So I called O'Reilly's Automotive, and they've had only one in Springfield, Missouri. So luckily, we could get it. So they gave me the money. I went and picked it up, and then I had to finish up another call, and then my technician got free, and then he met me out there. So we didn't get out to the job site till like 9 o'clock to start the work. So basically, it was almost midnight before we finished the job. But my technician's brother and I got to talking, and he's a really good guy, but he's like mid-60s. He's hobbling around on his ankle. He's got a bad ankle. He's smoking cigarettes. He's got a drug history. And he's not working out, and he's 100 pounds overweight, and he's got high cholesterol. And I said, David, you're talking to me about, he just got a new motorcycle, and he's all excited, and this and that. And I said, David, that's going to mean nothing if you don't have your health, man. And I'm not trying to preach to you. He says, well, no, talk to me. I want to listen to what you got to say. I said, okay. So I got on my soapbox, and I started preaching. Not really, but I said, look, man, people are chasing the wrong things. You have to focus on your health. I know we talk about it every podcast, but it's the whole thing, man. There's nothing more important than that. And we're out here chasing nice cars and relationships and nice homes and new clothes, and we want to be popular and all that, but that's so nothing compared to working on your personal development, which is why we do the podcast, right? You have to figure out what it is that you're lacking and what it is that you have that's in your favor, and you have to work both sides of that. If you got good stuff going on, like in Brent's case, he's a very good marketing guy. That's like his thing. He really knows how to market, sell products and services, and he knows how to sell himself to people to employ his services. So he's ran with that for many, many years and been very, very successful. So if you've got a trait that you're really good at, if maybe you're a great athlete, some of my students, wow, you could tell they just are born with these genetics. They're just very strong, they're agile, they're smart, they can figure things out really, really quick. So they run with that and they stay with it and they become better at it, maybe even eventually become professional. But when you have bad habits, which we all have habits, hopefully not all of us have bad habits, but we're all going to have something not right, you have to figure it out. You can't be drugging and drinking and smoking and being overweight. You can't do that. The number one killer is heart disease, which comes from the cholesterol in the blood. The arteries close down. And when that happens, heart attack. And you don't even have any symptoms. It's the silent killer. High blood pressure, cholesterol, bam. You just don't wake up. You have a heart attack, right? So it's nothing to play with, man. Got to get your cholesterol checked when you go to the doctor. Make sure you get the right cholesterol checked. I've heard different people say different things about that, like maybe you're getting the wrong cholesterol checked. I'm not really sure how that works, but if you've got to get on cholesterol medication, get on it. It'll save your life. At any rate, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer and talk bad about my friend, but the sad part about the story is that he probably won't pay attention to what I'm saying to him. And then one day I'm going to get this phone call, hey, I'm in the hospital and this and that, and I should have listened to you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask. So, was the customer happy? Did you get him
Oh yeah,
on the road?
so the rest of the story about the job. I'm sorry, I got
No,
carried
you're-
away. But we were talking while his brother was working on the radiator, taking the old radiator out,
Yeah.
putting the new radiator in,
Yeah.
and finally I said, "We better help your brother to put this, finish this job." It was late, right? We had flashlights, and so we got it all put together, and everything was just fine. And they paid us, and we get back. But it's about 15 miles from Springfield, where we live. We get a phone call. My truck's overheating again. My truck's overheating. Oh my gosh! So we had to go back.
Same customer?
Yeah, same customer. That's one of the downsides to doing mobile automotive repair, particularly when you're dealing with overheating issues, because odds are there's probably more going on than just that.
Oh.
What happened was, it turns out, the young daughter was driving it while it was hot with the radiator like it was. She drove it for a lot of miles, and odds are it probably cracked the head. But they were insisting on us putting the radiator, which we did, and the radiator wasn't leaking, wasn't the hoses, it wasn't anything we did. So they had to get it towed all the way back to Kansas City, but we didn't do anything wrong. It's just the circumstances, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes things don't always turn out so perfect at the end. But we did the right thing. We helped them out. We stayed with them. We made sure they had the location for the tow truck, and I followed up the next day, and they were fine. So we'll get a good reference regardless.
Good.
But I say that to say this. You got to follow the rules, man. Okay, here's a cool story. Oh, one more story about attitude and disingenuousness. So one of my technicians has a helper, and the helper says, "Oh yeah, I want to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I've got to get out of debt, and I want to work extra hours, and whatever you got for me to do, and this and that, something else." So we're giving this guy all this extra work to do, right, on installation work, and he's complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. If you want success, you're going to have to pay your dues. And that includes working long hours, extra days a week, maybe, I work 7 days a week. And you can't complain about it. You just have to do what you got to do if you want to be successful. But this guy's like, I don't think we're going to be able to work him anymore, is what I'm getting at, because his attitude's all wrong. First it's like, yeah. Now it's like, oh, this is too hard. This is too much. I don't like this. Well, have a nice day. So we'll hire somebody else that appreciates it, right? Golly, gee whiz. Okay. One more quick story, and then we'll let you talk about something. So have you ever heard of the company Bissell?
Bissell, is that a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a cool story. It was started back in the 1800s by Mr. Bissell. And one thing led to the next. I mean, back in those days, you didn't have things like that. It's like he invented the vacuum cleaner. I think he actually invented it. But think about it. Before that, what did people do? They just took a broom and swept up, and that was it, right?
Yeah.
But now we've got something that's like automatic. You just have to push it around, and it'll suck it right up, right? Crazy, we take it for granted. So at any rate, he started the company and started doing really good. Well, he dies. So his wife had the opportunity to take it over, and she turned it into this gazillion-dollar business. And a credit to the female, right? Credit to the gender. Because back then, that wasn't happening very often, where women were given any opportunity to do anything. Hell, they couldn't even vote back then. Think about that. Kids today have no idea what the women have been through they were treated like property for years and years, let alone couldn't vote, let alone could have your own company. So she built this thing into this biggest vacuum cleaner company in the world.
Wow.
It's still in business today. I think it's been sold maybe. I don't think it's privately owned anymore. But they had a fire back in the day, and in less than 3 weeks, he was able to put it back together, got the money somehow, and rebuilt the place, and they were back in business in 3 weeks. And back in those days, guys, it wasn't that easy to. You didn't have like fire damage companies and fire and water damage companies. You didn't have good fire departments. I mean, it was a mess.
Yeah.
So for her to be able to pick all that up and figure all that out and get back in business, that's a real credit to somebody, male or female, but let alone to the female gender. I think that's really impressive.
Yeah.
All right. What say you, sir?
Well, have you ever wanted to have a T-Rex in your house or your
I
backyard?
don't think so.
Really?
No.
Well, guess what?
What?
The largest T-Rex dinosaur skeleton found, which was found in South Dakota, went up for auction in New York.
What?
Yes, they put it up for private auction. Most of the time, these are donated to museums and science and things like that, but no, they put it out there for just anybody that wants to buy it. And
That's crazy.
and it sold, I believe last week, for $50 million.
$50 million.
$50 million.
Who the hell bought it for $50 million?
It was undisclosed person, but it said it was, let's see, 83 feet long.
Wow. That is wild. man.
Let me look here. Yeah. Oh, 38. It was 38 feet long.
Wow.
Discovered in South Dakota. They said the bones or fossils were, according to the scientists, were 67 million years old. So,
Wow.
I mean, you know, who has a T-Rex dinosaur in their garage or basement?
Nobody.
Or, I mean, so, you know, I guess this guy just has so much money,
Yeah.
he just doesn't care.
Obviously.
They did respond on here in the article. They said they hope that the person that bought it will at least keep it in a museum. They can still own it, but let the public see it and let science further. But
that's a hell of a story.
50 million, man,
That's a great
for
story.
a T-Rex. Wow. So
That's cool.
if you got $50 million, 51 million, you could have outbid the guy.
Wow.
So anyway, also today, you're gonna like this. It's International Chicken Wing Day.
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing. You like chicken wings?
Yeah.
I love wings.
Yeah.
Wow. So today's International Chicken Wing Day.
Okay.
It's also National Lasagna Day.
Ooh, we like lasagna too.
And I have no idea why, but it's also National Lipstick Day, which I don't use lipstick, but you know, I know some people do. So I guess you got to celebrate if you use lipstick. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So,
Is that all you got?
that's all I got. The big T-Rex sale was the breaking
That's
news of the
pretty
day.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I guess we'll get out of here. We probably bored everybody enough, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's the record for the most ever paid for a
I'm
dinosaur.
guessing so.
So
$50 million.
it's a world record, yeah.
That's when you got so much money it doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah. I think
It is cool, though.
it's cool, but you know, I guess if you have a billion, million, zillion, trillion, quillion.
Think about Musk. He's worth $1 trillion. That's 1,000 billion.
Yeah.
Think about that. 1,000 billion. A billion is 1,000 million.
Yeah.
So that's, I can't even think about how much that is. 1,000 million times 1,000, I don't even know how many millions, that's 1,000 million.
It's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Poor Musk, he's getting it from all sides, though. Some people love him, some people hate him, and now they're saying that the stock values dropped on SpaceX when they went public, and Tesla this and Tesla, but he's he doesn't care. He's got you can't spend that money anyway.
I read where the robot he's developing, he said will outsell anything Tesla's ever done.
Right,
Produce
that's true.
revenue.
Yep.
But I don't know about that, man.
Well, there's a lot of competition now, but on a positive side, I did read an article about the eyesight thing. They're getting better and better now at being able to transplant and the Neuralink thing, one of his companies to implant the item in the brain so that people can see again that are blind. Also for Parkinson's, they're working on that, and then also for paralysis.
Wow.
We talked about this before. They're getting better and better and better and better and better at these implants, and he's a big part of that. But there's a lot of other companies doing it as well. But who cares? I mean, at some point, if you can get out of a wheelchair, that's a miracle.
Yeah.
If you can see again and you're blind, that's a miracle. So, hell, I'm all for anybody that's willing to help that make that happen, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure Musk is going to be one of the leading companies for sure. All right, guys, just remember, if you can remember, when you get old, it's hard to remember, right?
It is.
If you don't give up, eventually the stars are going to line up. And when that happens, you're going to be a whole lot happier that you stayed the course, right? When that happens, just remember, the most important thing that you have to do every single day is to remain and to stay positive.